So if you are holding Bitcoin, if you are asking this question in which trend duration the price of Bitcoin might be possibly hitting, then this video is definitely going to be for you guys, because in this video I have prepared some very interesting scenario indicating us where the price of Bitcoin might be possibly hitting and also what to expect in the immediate short term. So before we jump into the content, please destroy that like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. Now starting this in a bigger time frame before we jump into smaller time frame, we are aware guys, before the price of Bitcoin has started with this actual market phase, we have found out that we have broken some key line of resistance first. Yes, we have broken some key line of resistance first before starting a new market phase. For example, in 2014-2015, price was facing resistance from this falling trend line, but once we managed to break the resistance, the long-term resistance from this falling trend line into support, and also found support over the 200 moving average, what happened after that? We ended this capitulation phase, and now we could be starting with a new market phase. And it did happen again in 2018-2019. Price was facing resistance from this falling trend line, but once we managed to come across this falling trend line and also found support over 200 moving average, we ended this capitulation phase, and after some consolidation we also had this new market phase. And now in our case guys, 2021-2022, the trend is clearly in a downtrend, just like here, right? Just like here, we are facing resistance from this long-term resistance line and also below 200 moving average. So what we want the price of Bitcoin to do in the bigger time frame, we want the price of Bitcoin to slowly come across this long-term resistance line, flip that into support, and also find support above this 200 moving average. Because if we do that, then there is a very high probability that we are going to end this capitulation phase, because in our case we have just started the capitulation phase, the end is nowhere near. So if we want to end this capitulation phase, then price must come across this long-term resistance line and also find support above 200 moving average. And if we do that, then there is a very high probability for price to continue this uptrend here like this, starting a new market phase. And that was the reason yesterday why I showed you with so many different examples in the bigger time frame the market might not have bottomed. Not just only this guys, even if we look at this very simple example which we talked on my yesterday's video, in a weekly time frame we have found out the price of Bitcoin, since it has already broken the key line of support which we had between 19 to 20,000 range, we could get gravitated towards the next area of confluence, which is lining between 10 to 12,000 range before finding a bottom. And now we can see in a bigger time frame, in a monthly time frame, this would make a lot of sense. I mean, price first testing the lower boundaries and then slowly starting with this impulsive movement, breaking the resistance from this long-term line and also finding support above 200 moving average. Not just only this, even if we look at this price structure here in a daily time frame, we can see guys, the price of Bitcoin is forming this so-called right angle broadening wedge. According to the right angle broadening wedge, since the price of Bitcoin looks like it is testing the previous temporary resistance line, now what we want the price of Bitcoin to do is to flip this resistance into proper support. Because if we do manage to flip this resistance into proper support, then there is a very high probability for this trend also to continue this uptrend like this. From the bottom till the top, we could be continuing this uptrend at least between 18 to 19,000 range before choosing a trend duration. So that's why guys, that's why as long as the price remains above this price range of 16,800, 16,900 range, there is a probability of we continuing this uptrend. Not just only this, even with the inverse head and shoulder, we can see the price right now could be retesting the neckline area. Yes, this here was a left shoulder, right? You can see head and right shoulder. So since we have already broken the neckline and price is also coming back to retest it, if the support remains, right, if the support remains, then this is a very bullish scenario unfolding for Bitcoin, because we found out according to the right angle broadening wedge between 18 to 19,000 is where we could be getting gravitated. And also if we use this inverse head and shoulder, the target from the head till the neckline will also resemble an exact target between 18 to 19,000 range. So that's why guys, for us between 18 to 19,000 will be looked as our upcoming target as long as the price remains above this support line. Now let me also show you the reason why there could be some impulsive movement on the line as long as the price remains above this key line of support area. So once again here in a daily time frame, we are going to use this leading indicator which provides us with information beforehand, and according to this leading indicator, since these D-symbol lines, the CPR line is a VCPR. Here is a definition for those individuals who doesn't know what VCPR is, right? You can see VCPR lines usually attracts the price before choosing a trend direction. So in our case, we have said since the price of Bitcoin is actually forming this VCPR, first there is a very high probability of price getting gravitated at least in one of this line, either top, center or bottom, before choosing a trend direction. So since this is also a VCPR, it is also flashing us that there is a probability of price getting attracted towards the CPR line before choosing a trend direction. So that's why we are saying the impulsive movement could be on the line as long as the price remain above this key line of support, which is around 16,800 area. Beside this guys, beside this, now if we look at this in a smaller time frame, I mean in a 4-hour time frame, we can see the price of Bitcoin here is forming a very interesting scenario after breaking out of this key line of resistance. Yes, this key line of resistance, after the symmetrical triangle breakout, you can see the price is slowly heading here to the upside. But what I want you guys to understand, if the trend is going to continue this uptrend here like this, then we are over here guys. Even this symmetrical triangle is indicating between 18 to 19,000 is where we could be getting gravitated. So that's why this 18 to 19,000 could be on the line. But what I want you guys to understand, it doesn't mean the price has to show a bullish movement here like this. What could also be unfolding before continuing this uptrend would be a movement here like this. The price could be forming this descending triangle, which is considered as a bearish scenario. You can see here, once we lost the support from the descending triangle, we had this price retracement. Price got gravitated towards the lower trend line, and now if we would lengthen this lower trend line here like this, then you can see guys, the price right now is also forming another descending triangle type of scenario. So what I want you guys to understand, if the price of Bitcoin is going to show a very similar scenario after getting rejection from this descending triangle upper line, then we are expecting a scenario or a movement here like this. I mean, price getting attracted towards this lower trend line, which has acted as a strong line of support. One more time before continuing this uptrend. So what I want you guys to understand, if the price in the medium short term fails to hold the support around 16,800 and continues this downtrend, we will be monitoring the range around 16,500 as a strong support line, because even if we are going to see this corrective movement, we can still look this as higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern. And after that, we are expecting the price of Bitcoin to continue this uptrend, because if you look at this here, if you look at this scenario in an hourly time frame, we are forming this so-called descending broadening wedge, and descending broadening wedge is considered as a bullish scenario. So what I want you guys to understand here in the medium short term, if the price of Bitcoin manages to break the key line of resistance, which is around 17,000 into proper support in the medium short term, this is in an hourly time frame, then we are expecting this trend to continue here to the upside, because we know since this is a descending triangle, if the trend is going to break the key line of resistance and also continue the uptrend, then you can see from this top till the bottom line, our target for the medium short term here in hourly time frame could be somewhere around 17,400 17,500 range. So in the medium short term, this 17,400 17,500 could be on the line, and after some range bound, we are expecting the price to continue this uptrend even higher, I mean between 18 to 19,000 range. But if we would see another pullback just like here before price started a new market phase, you can see descending triangle bearish scenario, price retraced before starting a new market phase. So if we are going to see another movement here like this, then yesterday I showed you guys the lower line from this descending triangle could be retested one more time. I mean, the price could be showing a movement here towards this 16,500, 16,600 range before again continuing this uptrend like this. So these are some of the quick updates that I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, then please guys, please destroy that like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button and the bell. Now by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye.